Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and I want to talk today about something unusual. I want to talk about Legends of Vox Machina, Season 2 on Amazon Prime. I just finished it. There are spoilers here for Legends of Vox Machina, both seasons. Absolutely stunning. Hugely, a massive improvement over Season 1, and really an unparalleled Dungeons & Dragons story. The best that's ever been written with Dungeons & Dragons, for a lot of reasons. One, it's benefiting from 51 years of Dungeons & Dragons rules being in place. It's benefiting from millions of dollars being available to Matthew Mercer as they built the story through the Legends of Vox Machina actual playthrough, which was hundreds of hours. I think it actually may be over 1,000 hours of play, right? That if you were to listen to just the Vox Machina material, it's over 1,000 hours of play. And then all these creatives who are being paid millions of dollars. This is a multi-million-dollar show for Amazon Prime. It cost at least $2-3 million, maybe as many as 10, 12. I think there was $11 million raised just on Kickstarter, which was completely unnecessary. Why does Jeff Bezos need 11 million? It was kind of silly, but anyway, so it's an incredible story, and I just finished it. And here's what I want to talk about. So I may have a new understanding of Sam Riegel and why he's in Critical Role, right? So in Legends of Vox Machina Season 2, at the end, when Vox Machina is fighting Umbrasyl, there's this fascinating part where Vax and Scanlan are going to fight Umbrasyl directly, right? And so basically, and he is specifically like the acid dragon that Vox Machina slays. They slay a second dragon. They slew Brimscythe in Season 1, and then they slew Umbrasyl in Season 2, right? And what's really fascinating is Scanlan uses Scanlan's hand to anally put himself and Vax into the dragon. And you're like, oh, and the idea is this is supposed to be like funny, right? Like, ah, ha, 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 right? I didn't think it was funny at all, right? I'm like, hey, okay, so there's 7 people in Vox Machina, right? And PG half elf. Percy Grog, PG, Percy Grog, right? Half Pike and Scanlan, right? Elf, Keyleth, Vex, and Vax, right? And don't forget Trinket, right? Who forget? I don't need a mnemonic because nobody can forget Trinket because he's amazing. Really, he's a super cool bear, right? And I think his brother's going to be in Cocaine Bear coming up. Can't wait for that film. All right, so basically, it's really amazing, right? They're telling these incredibly important stories, and then Scanlan's like, "What if I jam Vax and myself up the dragon's butt like an anal thing?" And you're like, that was really not necessary. So now you're like, Matthew Mercer is this brilliant dude who worked incredibly hard, right, to craft Exandria, this D&D canon world, right? And he made it for Dungeons and Dragons, and it is a D&D canon world, because he couldn't put this junk on Pathfinder. Nobody wanted that, right? It's completely no. Nobody puts treasure on trash, right? Okay, so you get here and you're like, why is Sam here? Why is Sam Riegel constantly just putting this crap on? Putting this. It's like if Gordon Ramsay baked a cake, and then your buddy comes over and puts on sprinkles, right? The same sprinkles that would go on like ice cream, right? It doesn't ruin it, but it sure as heck doesn't make it better, right? Like, you know what I mean? And the reason why I think Sam Riegel is here is for Matthew Mercer to make sure that Vox Machina is relatable to actual dungeon masters. And I think the reason why is if you're a real dungeon master and you have 100 games under your belt, at least, and that's what you need. If you don't have 100 games under your belt, don't call yourself you are a dungeon master, but you're not a grizzled veteran yet. If you're a grizzled veteran dungeon master, right, you've had the jerk player. You've had him, right? You go around the table and you're like, Sally, what's your character's name? And they're like, Arthrans. And Arthrans comes from the fabled lands of Chelabox, right? And then you're like, hey, Charisse, what's your character's name? Bob the Barbarian. And you're like, we're working here. What are you doing? Why you gotta be a jerk? Why you gotta throw this crap on, why you gotta throw the sprinkles on this masterwork, right? Why are you here, right? And the reality is, Charisse is there because, Sally is an amazing player, but Charisse is their best friend. And you all hope that at some point, Charisse will actually be able to play Dungeons & Dragons well and role play and not suck. And I think, right, Matthew Mercer keeps Sam Riegel to say, I have a suck crap player too. But I don't let it stop the game. I power through and I carry him, right? The same way, right? Michael Jordan carried 55 different players through their career. And so Matthew Mercer is like, I'm like you. I'm just a regular human, and I got to put up with the same crap players you do. And it doesn't keep me from being awesome. And you can be awesome through your crap players' nonsense as well. That's why Sam Riegel is there. That is why Sam Riegel is there. Every word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion. Please consider liking and subscribing. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider liking and subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.